Okay, welcome back. Our guest is Dr. Obuebite. He's former chief whip of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly. He's a member of the campaign council, governorship campaign council in, his native Bayelsa state, and he's supporting the incumbent governor of the PDP. But we just got that call in from Mohammed latest, but even before then, there were a number of other callers who were thinking that you were overstating the case. To paraphrase it all into where Mohammed put it, if you say 80% of support, then you're making it sound as if there are not other parties in that place. So he thought you were overstating it. So how would you respond to that?
From that, because I'm saying the obvious and the facts. And the only problem I have is that they are all not in Bayelsa State. If they're in Bayelsa State, they will also attest to the fact that I'm saying the truth and nothing about the truth. Now, we must face reality. I am not just a politician by just the need to be. I'm a politician by conviction. And because I'm a politician by conviction, I say things the way they are. You can find that about me. I say things the way they are, irrespective of what others say. You can have every other person on one side, and I will be on one side stating what I know. I am not swayed by anything. But the truth must be told, and the truth is this. Senator Doyediri, I will repeat myself, will have 80% of the total votes. I never went to local government. You want me to go to local government, I can apportion percentages to each of the local government, and when you go after the election, you will say indeed, based on the number of votes that were turned out from that local government, the governor achieved just what Jonathan Obuebita said. But that is not the reason why we're here, but to state the obvious. Now, you talked about infrastructure, and I was really there. I was only in road infrastructure. I have not gone into education.
Yes.
I have not gone into...
one moment, please. I beg your pardon, doctor. Forgive me. I'm going to give you the time that you need. That's because a caller in particular had spoken about, I think, the incident. And you've been a commissioner of education before. I think students, in very, very rudimentary states of infrastructure. Some sort of maybe almost like... benches under trees, that kind of a thing. And in the meantime, Ada has called in. So let's hear Ada.
Good morning, Mr. Yori.
Okay.
And,
okay.
Dr. Jonathan.
Okay. Wait a minute, Ada. Ada is not even waiting to be put on. So please, let me take Ada. Let me take Ada, and then we'll take all of this together. Ada, chill now. Ada, wait now. Good morning, Ada. Please go ahead now, Ada. Go ahead, Ada.
Yori, I don't know. If it will be of help, if you can, it's a suggestion. If you can allow your guests to change your modus operandi, allow your guests to be talking in the first half, then when you come to the second half, we will now know that that's when you start receiving calls. Then when you receive the calls for about 20 minutes or so, then the guest comes back again. That will help us. So we won't be kept for too long and all that, and you won't lose his thought. That's just a suggestion. Now, having said that, I think the problem we're having in Nigeria is that there's so much concentration on the center. Until we start practicing fiscal federalism, otherwise known as restructuring, so that there will be devolution of power. So there won't be this craze about winning election at all costs, So why I've said that is this. Like for instance now, INEC keeps on telling us that the election will be something different. I don't know if there's anything INEC is saying that they have not said before. Please, you tell me. There's something they haven't said before. So the problem now, even if they are delivering from the defense, they are saying they're deploying this and that, the election will be this, with that. It's not the number of the army or police they deploy. The problem is that what are they coming there to do? Are they neutral? That is the problem. In a functional democracy, an electoral umpire is not supposed to come and be telling us, they are showing us, it's given. So if they come keep on and they are showing, it means there's a problem. And then they are showing as far as I'm concerned, doesn't make sense because they have the mandate to conduct the elections anyhow they want. They told us that. So all the stakeholders should go into that election, including the electorate, with an anyhow mindset. Let them stop disturbing us. Let's also get this thing right. All I'm trying to say is that let there be electoral reforms that will give our election the required test of time. So we have incredible elections in this country. All the Senate argue for Nigeria, all the Adema.
Thank you very much, Ada. So coming back to you now, Doctor. Yes, you wanted to relate to the matter. You wanted to speak on, the whole infrastructure thing. So I saw that you sort of started that. So now please go ahead.
Okay, yes. First, let me thank Ada for stating what Bayelsans and Nigerians expect from the federal government and from the INEC. Thank you, Ada, because this shows that you're a true Nigerian. Now, let me come back to where we are. We're talking about infrastructure, and I said for all this while I've been talking about road infrastructure, and I want to talk about health infrastructure and others. Now, like I said, we have the best health insurance scheme in Bayelsa State now that other states are coming to copy. And because of that, the building that the governor built is one of the best in this country, or if not the best in this country, the health insurance scheme building. If you come, you are going to see it. And I must say this, the governor has also built and completed 3 referral hospitals in the different local governments. The last one we commissioned was that of Kolokmo Pokuma in Kayama. You see, so in health today, we can say that it has gotten it right. And we are doing better than almost all. I must say the records are there, the indices are there. If it's Bayelsa State in Wayel. Today, the governor said we cannot be of education, how we can diversify even the education sector and bring science and technology. And that is why the governor has built comfortably. As I speak, we have commissioned about 4 of them, science and technical colleges that will be boarding colleges, boarding schools. In each of the local government, you have one. In each of the local government, we have commissioned about 4. As I speak, the one in my local government is going on. The one in Brass is going on in every local government. And some also major communities, you can see that. That is because we want to look at the manpower need of our state and see how we can have artisans that will be able to solve our daily problem. And that is where we want to grow the economy, where people can take care of themselves, fend for themselves, but they must have the skill for which they can also employ people and be employers of labor and also grow the economy. So that the governor has already done, and by the grace of God, by the time he comes back, the other ones will be completed. And what are we saying today? Today, the boarding schools that the governor inherited, the boarding school, he has expanded them. I was Commissioner of Education, and I can say, take my word to the bank if you doubt me. He has expanded it, and our enrollment has doubled. The enrollment of boarding school. These are schools where the students come there, we feed them, we take care of their medicals, everything is free. Even uniforms are provided for them, books are provided for them. All you need to do is for your child to pass the exam and go. And we have them in each of the local government. So they are concentrated in the local government area. You don't need to move your child. And of course, the John National Academy, where it's open to every other child from the state. So the governor has consolidated and expanded, and the enrollment today, out of school, the indices for out of school children in Bayelsa State is near to nothing because of what you have achieved. And those are the parameters in education you use in measuring. Look at what the governor has done. Accreditation for all our courses in the Niger Delta University, in the Bayelsa State Medical University, University of Africa, Tororua, all programs are given accreditation by this government. Look at the Jasper Borough College of Education, affiliated to the Niger Delta University. Today, they can award degrees. See, we are moving forward. Look at the Technical College in Alebiri. In Alebiri. Today, if you go to the Polytechnic in Alebiri, you can see that that school is functioning well with students, because we must look at all the sectors. When you come to education, we must look at tertiary and go to all the levels so that we can have the needed manpower. And that is what the governor has done. Okay. And for a governor like that, do you think the people will not re-elect him? The people will re-elect him. Okay. Let us go.
Dr. Obuebite, you know that we can't go as in-depth as we would have liked to, because there are quite a number of places. Now, you've spoken on security, you've spoken on infrastructure, spoken on education, even gone on to health. So how about agriculture? That's important. Food supply.
Beautiful. That is where I was going to. Okay. Today, the governor has created that environment through the Agri Ministry where we are growing our own rice. Yes, we may not have grown it to the point where we can feed Bayelsa State, but we have grown our own rice that is also in the market competing with rice that is being bought from outside. Today, the agricultural program that we have, we are making people to be farmers of their, on their own, so that they will be able to feed themselves and also sell their produce outside to make money. So we are growing that economy. The government is also giving starter packs to young farmers. We get both fertilizers and every other thing to support the farmers. The farmers in Bayelsa State are doing well. We have so many persons that have gone into fish farming, where they have their own fish farms, that they're also supplying fish needs of the state. Some are even taking it to the neighboring states. So said, in fact, as I speak, I am also a fish farmer. I have a fish farm. You see, why? Because the government has encouraged us to go into that. In my house today, I almost produce, if you want coconut, you have it in my house. If you want vegetables, you have it in my house. I have my fish that I eat for me. So many persons are doing this. So we are growing our economy. Agriculture-wise, our state has gone far. We have gone into partnership. The governor, by the time.
Okay, we lost the signal there, I'm sure, for a brief moment, just as our guest was telling us about strides in agriculture. I'm sure it'll come back soon. And he has taken, in the meantime, Ibrahim calling in from Wuse. Ismail calling in from Wuse. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
our guest is back. Okay, Dr. Obuebite, just as well you came back as Ismail, who has called in from Ismail. Go ahead, please. Calling in from Abuja, from Wuse in Abuja. Go ahead, Ismail.
And good morning to your guest there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I've listened to the submissions and the successes and the accomplishments recorded by Governor Diri of Bayelsa State. Well, be it as me, this is a period wherein you pay a leader based on the track record that he has put on ground. I have studied Governor Diri's trajectory, and for me personally, I'm not from Bayelsa State, but I think he's on a very, very good track. And if the Bayelsans will join forces and to bring him back so that he will continue or finish those projects that he has started, it will be of good importance. I was a copper in Rivers, and I've gone to Bayelsa over and over again.
All of us at the Nigerian Ports Authority are greatly delighted to host this regional meeting of like minds, which is aimed at maximizing the potentials of our rich maritime endowments. The theme of this occasion, which is the role of ports in African continental free trade, speaks to the frontline responsibility of ports in trade facilitation value chain. The need to translate our marine competitive advantages into opportunities for collective prosperity of our respective countries.
And all the apparatus of government that will make it a success will put their hands together and make Bayelsa State where people will continue coming and then invest there. From what I can say and what I have seen on ground, and by what your guest is saying, is really, really adding up with my experience in Rivers. So that's what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Ismail, for calling in. Interesting one there, Ismail coming, and also returning to the issue of security, hoping that we all in the country witness a successful election in Bayelsa and the other two states, of course, by implication. So it's, so it's like, yeah, that gentleman seemed to see it from your point of view that he himself could attest to some of the things that you were speaking about there. So he all anchored it now on, look, if it's a successful election, he would not be unhappy at all if indeed this incumbent governor was to be returned to power.
Well, like we started this discussion, the incumbent governor will come back to power. I am not God, but I'm saying it because the people of Bayelsa State want Senator Doidri to continue with the good works that he has started so that we can consolidate. You see, Bayelsans are in their need of development. And when you get something right, there's every need to consolidate on it. And that is what the governor is doing. And that is why Bayelsans are saying the governor should come back. You see, if I want to talk about projects we will spend the entire day talking about projects. But like I said, when you talk about security, and some persons are saying the former governor, a governor that was in office for 5 years and there's nothing to write home about, a governor who some few days went on national television to accept the fact that he could not build a road, construct a road to his own community because of terrain, whereas a man who is not from his own local government is building a road to his own community without minding the fact that the terrain is difficult or not. The same man has taken a road to Ekeremo, the same man has taken a road into Angiama and is going to Southern Nigeria with that massive bridge. And somebody will come and tell us how many years after that I was this. No, Bayelsans don't want to hear stories. Bayelsans will judge based on your 5 years assessment and the 3 years and assessment of Senator Doyediri. And I say this and let it be on record. Senator Doyediri has done so much and so well. See, if you ask me, are we there? No, we are not there. It's a building process. We are building a state. We are not building just a house. We are building a state. So after Doyediri, others will also come and do same. But are we on the right direction? We are on the right track, the right direction, and we are doing the right things that are making Bayelsans happy. And that is why, based on all that we have achieved, based on all that our miracle, besides, let me say this, is being called a miracle governor because this is a man that believes that leadership is to serve and serve with the fear of God. That is the difference. Somebody said we are in office, we are the government, we have the security that is being used to intimidate us. If the Doyediri were to be other governors, in other states it's happening. I don't want to mention. Opposition members are being driven out of the states. But here in our own state, the opposition is using federal might and security against us. That is because of the disposition of the governor. But for Bayelsans, we have decided that we are going to vote, protect our votes, and ensure that our votes are counted, ensure that the winner who is going to be Senator Doyediri is announced in all the units, all the wards, all the local government, and the state coalition center.
Okay, let me bring on Dortimi. Dortimi has called in from Abuja. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, and thank you for the privilege.
Indeed.
I'm most honored. I've listened very patiently. I'm from Bayelsa, for Jonathan, but we must put into perspective the facts. And let me also correct him, and let it be on record that PDP did not win the last election. PDP did not win. The results were announced, and by just chance of opportunity, I'll put it that way, that the Supreme Court upturned that verdict just a couple of hours before the swearing-in ceremony. And that was how Doyediri came into power. So let him understand that, Dr. Jonathan, that you are not correct. And secondly, too, I align with what Mohammed had said, a caller a few moments ago. Now listen, when politicians come to talk, they just come to talk and they come to tell lies. It's with him. And let me also ask him, what did he do when he was Commissioner of Education for Bayelsa State? In my community, for example, we have secondary and primary school that had not been attended to for years. We had made complaints, and what did we get? Nothing. So when we come out to speak on television, we should be very, very economical.
Okay, Dortimi, thank you very much for calling in, but we've got to give our guest a chance to respond to those, shall we say, heavy charges there.
Okay, thank you for the privilege to respond. Like I said, I talked about the fact that we did not lose the election if not for the rigging and writing of results in my local government, Nimbe local government, and I gave you the indices and what happened. We have video evidence. Some of the characters then are working with us now and they have confessed on what they did. The same thing happened in Ogbia, the same thing happened in Southern Nigeria. The governor won the other local government. Now let me say this and let it be on record. Today is 2023. It's not 2019, where we will just watch people come and do. That's why we are calling the security agencies to be up to the game, so that the facts and the reality will be known by Nigerians. Senator Doyediri, as at then, did not lose the election, if not for the massive rigging and violence that were taken to our people in specific local governments, and I am in Bayelsa. He's calling it from Abuja. He talked about while I was Commissioner for Education. Of course, the records are there. Bayelsa was adjudged the best in education while I was Commissioner. While I was Commissioner, we created 11 model boarding schools that are functional till today. The governor has come and he has consolidated on it. When I was Commissioner, I partnered with the Army, and we have the Army Secondary School here in Bayelsa State. When I was Commissioner, there is no school. We built 400 and something schools, rebuilt and renovated. The records are there. These are infrastructures that from time to time you need to give attention.
In fact, let me interrupt along the lines you are speaking on there. You said that the out-of-school children indices in Bayelsa State is quite frankly around zero.
I said I can't give you the exact number, but I said it's lower in terms. Okay, let me say in terms of the state, we have 36 states. We will be, if you talk about that, we will be among the best. The best you can have in terms of that.
Okay.
That is what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Because of the way it has drastically reduced.
Well, when you say it's lower,
zero.
You don't have millions. You don't have millions of children out of school, because I was going to relate this to.
We don't even have thousands. We don't even have thousands. We don't even have thousands. Not to talk about millions. Quote me. Go to the bank with it. And you see, these are facts that you can get. You see, because I'm talking with authority, because it's an area that I was privileged to serve my people as Commissioner of Education, and I know what this government has done in that sector.
Okay. So you think it's an unfair challenge? You think it's an unfair challenge when Dotimi said that, what did you do as the Commissioner for Education? That there's nothing to show. You thought that was an unfair challenge.
You heard me. In my time, we established universities. I was part of the establishment of 2 universities. It's on record. A polytechnic is on record. So see, he's talking from the other side of the divide. And whenever they come, they are blinded by the facts that they see, but they talk because of politics. I am not here talking because of politics, because this program is recorded and will be played, and my children will see it. And what character am I going to show to my children if I come on national television to lie? But the truth must be told. Senator Doyidri deserves to be re-elected, and Bayelsans will re-elect him because of the massive achievement that he has achieved within a period of 3 years. Compared to the order that stayed for 5 years and told me that the road to my community is not economically viable, and today is driving to that same community and causing violence. The same community that he said building a road to that community is not economically viable.
Well, we're going to have to.
So there are lots of things we want to talk about. Let me say this. In terms of security,
in closing,
we are calling on the IG. Yes, we are calling on the IG and the security forces to please ensure, just as we know that the president will want to achieve, ensure that there is no violence and there is free and fair election. Ensure that the officers and men that will be deployed for this election will play the game according to the rules and will never be partisan. That is all we want from them.
And that's a fine place at which to leave it. I want to thank you very much, Dr. Jonathan Obuebite, former Commissioner for Education, indeed former Commissioner for Information and Strategy as well, former Chief Whip of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, all of which indicates that you know the lie of the ground. And you've also criticized some people that, look, you are there in Bayelsa, other people are elsewhere, and so you think that you have a vantage view. I want to thank you very, very much, Dr. Obuebite, for coming on the program this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I'm going to invite you for a victory party, please.
Indeed. Thank you as well.